Hello. My apologies for being so late. 10 minutes, not good enough. But I was just cutting out the fabric for what we're going to do today. So I do apologise for the delay. I bet you've been waiting there thinking, what's going on? Where is she? Is she not doing it today? I didn't know. But no, I'm here. So let's see who is going to, yes, I can see you're all waiting in the wings thinking, yes, she's not doing it today. But yes, I am. And following on from comments from watching the Great British Sewing Bee, I thought we'd just do, hello Nikki. Nikki hopes we're all well. I just thought we would do a little bit of easy, hello Kim, easy sewing. Hello Kathy, lovely to see you all again. And Sharon, hello. And there's other people watching as well. And Wendy, hello to you. She hopes everyone is well. I've been a bit busy today. I will show you one day, not yet. Hello Nicola, and hello Penny. Love to all, she says. I'm making myself a little shop in my shed. Hello Joanna, she says hi to everyone. Hello Bridget again. Oh, but it was lovely seeing you today. And hello Sharon, look forward to seeing you sometime too. And Linda, you've got the, oh fabulous. I sent you a couple of pieces, just say sorry, as it was your favourite. Hello, is that Dorothy? It is, hello Dorothy. And hello Tina, lovely to see you. And there's Barbara, all your parcel arrived. I'm hoping that everybody, Marion hasn't got her parcel yet, but I'm hoping everybody else has got their parcels. Hello Marion, well, think of that. Hello Christine, hopes everyone's well. Julie again today after yesterday's sunshine. Well, we didn't have sunshine yesterday, but we have today. Hello Karen. Oh, fabulous Karen. Oh, it would be lovely if you got on there. Oh, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I'll be willing you all the way. Hello Leslie, hello Bev, and hello Ginny, second vaccine this afternoon, fabulous. Hello Jill and all your sewing friends, hello Sadie, hello Lynn. Lynn, is that a new name? I can't remember seeing it before. Welcome to the group if it's the first time you've commented. Lovely to have you here watching today. And hello Claire. Oh, I think I've just caught up. I like it when the names just scroll up gently. Oh yes, there's Barbara saying good luck. Yes, it's very brave. I know, Linda, I know. Very brave of you to do it, but oh, fingers crossed all the way. It would be fantastic. Hello, Sandy. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, and skydive on Saturday for Ginny. Oh, my heart's just jumped thinking about it. You're very brave too. Yes, I did, Sharon. I think it went off yesterday, Monday or yesterday. Hello Elizabeth, lovely to see you today. Yeah, so it should be with you very, very soon. There were some of them that I posted, I think Monday, got there on Tuesday on second class, which was like amazing. But yes, I have sent it. Hello Sue, hope you're well. Breathe and breathe. And Rena, hello Rena, hope you're well. I haven't got tea today, just water. Hello Kim and hello Anne. Welcome to both of you. And yes, we've just heard, for those of you that perhaps weren't watching at the beginning because I was so late. Oh, lots of questions, got to send photographs and a video about you. You can do it, Karen. Karen's applied to be on the next Great British Sewing Bee. Wouldn't it be absolutely fantastic to think that, well, I would feel fantastic to think she's been watching me and she's on the Great British Sewing Bee. Fabulous. Fingers, fingers, toes and everything crossed. Yes, so as I say, today I've been, with the help of Martin, moving a few things across. So I have got space in here. It looks so much better, and I've got lots of, I'm basically going to make it a little shop. So for anybody that is fairly local, hello Di. Oh, dentist, I need to. Please don't say that. please. Yes, I must book myself an appointment because it's necessary. Yes, what was I going to say? Yes, so it's looking like a little shop. So anybody that would like to, I do by appointment, but if anybody wants to come over and have a browse, you are more than welcome to. All be done in a safe COVID environment. Shame that, yes, we could all vote for Karen, couldn't we just? Oh, Barbara replied a couple of years ago, you got to a telephone question session, but no. Oh, never mind. You could try again. We could have two of you on there. It'd be fantastic. Oh, lovely. Can't wait for the grand opening. Yes. Well, I'm going to have the bunting going up in there as well. Bridget obviously saw it today when she popped over, and that was the first thing she said. It needs and it does. And then I have my lovely sign that Sharon's wonderful husband made for me, and that is going on the outside. So Martin was going to do it yesterday, but he wanted to know to the exact measurement where I wanted it. Well, I didn't know, and it's on a table there which I haven't got round to yet. Oh, you love the French shop fabric. It is beautiful, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, so it has been, but I've lots and lots of sorting, and I keep coming across lots of fabric as well. And so the sale is going to be, oh, Barbara Price, oh, the bake-off. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do the bake-off. Missed that, Lindsay, thank you. Hello, Sue, you're back from, oh, good. It was great to see the sea. Hope everyone's well. Yes, I should think that was. Hello, Angie. Angie can see the sea because she's on the coast, which is lovely. Hope you're well, or as well as you can be. I know. It's I know some of us live to a certain level of wellness, but we're all positive and we still get on with sewing, whatever our circumstances are. And Eileen, I hope she's doing well. She's been sewing again now, which is brilliant. Oh, you had your second jab today, Angie. Oh, well, you might feel a little bit off, but then on the other hand, you might just sail through. Hello, Linda. Lovely to see you. And there's Janet. Lovely to see you too. And Catherine, you can't wait for the sale. I'm on a day off on Sunday. Oh, goodness. It might be a long one. I think on my little post it says 11 till 1, I think. But it sometimes goes a little bit off. Oh, Joanne, I've got your second for next Tuesday. Oh, I haven't got mine until, hello, Mary, 17th of May, and I can't wait. Although, you know, I feel fine now, but I want to feel fully done, just like we all do. But apparently as a quarter of the population now has had second vaccination, good. Perhaps you could take a wide detour over Maidstone when you go to the post office. You could do, couldn't you? Just say yes on the way to the post office. It would be a huge detour, I think, from Maidstone. But obviously, if any of you are ever passing on other trips that you have to do, by all means, just drop me a line, give me a call. And as long as I'm here, which I'm sure I will be, because the majority of the time I'm in my little world of my own. Oh, yes, thank you, Sadie. They are both very well. Oh, and there's Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Hope you're well. Well, I know you're well. Sarah does my nails beautifully when, well, I've only got one nail that looks any good at the moment. Linda's son gets 35, gets his second jab at the doctor's. Wow. I'm a little bit more than that, but, you know, needs must. The second one was booked at the same time as the first, so I think I'll just stick with that. And I don't need to. I'd lost the confirmation, but I happened to find it. It was on an email, so now I feel better that I knew where it was. I knew the day, but I didn't know what time. But now I found it, I feel a whole lot better. Hello, Pat. Oh, they're right. Oh, fabulous, Pat. Do you know, I meant to message you because I completely missed yours. And I know you'd messaged, I said I'll look into it. And then when I did, there was your payment. And I'm sorry, but I'm glad you got it now. And all in one piece, because I did have a couple of breakages and it wasn't good. Hello, Mary. So I always feel pleased So actually, I have, no, I haven't yet. Oh, yours is due on the 6th of May, Lindsay. Oh, that's good. That's good. So it's not long to wait. It is the 2nd of May on Sunday, so it's only next week, isn't it? This year is just flying by already. You know, with me thinking about the next shows on the 16th of May, which is 2 weeks on Sunday, and I have done nothing because I've been pottering. Because, you know, I've had a bit of a rest, but not a rest because I've been sorting out space. And, oh, that's good. I left it, didn't go off till Saturday. I thought you'd be back on Friday. So, oh, I'm glad it was safe though. Oh, you have yours that day as well, Sadie. Oh, perhaps I'll see you there. Oh, thank you, Pat. I do appreciate everybody's patience with orders, and I know it's hard to, unfortunately, I have to prioritise. Oh, Margaret's arrived today from the last show. Oh, lovely. You are going to be busy. I do have to prioritise the craft store orders and get those out. But in normal, I have space, Trisha. I know. I don't want to turn it round because it always freezes when I turn it round. But yes, I could actually dance in this little area here, and I can get out of the other door. I mean, I've got the double door this way, which I usually have open, which I haven't today. I know, Angie, your birthday's on the 1st of May. Yes, that's why I thought I'd do it on the 2nd as a birthday celebration for you. But yes, I can get out that door as well now, and it's wonderful. There's still things to do, and I've still got tubs. Oh, lovely. You just had your phone call. Well, it's well worth answering when that's what it's for. I've had many phone calls of late, and they're all rubbish phone calls. Why on my mobile, I don't know. There we are. Yes, I shan't be doing a Facebook on Saturday. It's just reminding me what I haven't done. Actually, I have got a list. Can you bear with 1 minute? Because, hello, Sheila. You received your lovely. Oh, I'm glad you're pleased. Yes, what was I going to say there? Yes, from the previous show, when there were guesses as to which would sell out first, I've made myself a list. Oh, it's Di's big birthday on Friday. Wow. Yes, I would count backwards from Saturday, yes. I'm just going to get my list, and then I can draw as to the 2 winners. So, bear with 1 moment. Is that piece of paper? Oh. Right, I'm back. I am back. Yes, I have my list. So I was halfway there, wasn't I? Yes, scam messages. Yes, I know. Well, I just know. As soon as there's a bit of delay, you know very well it's going to be absolute rubbish. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. But I do feel so much better when I've been able to get things out. There, all those lovely birthday wishes for you there, Angie. Hello, Sheila. Lovely to see you. Nikki's looking forward to Sunday. Can payments be made via debit card? Yes, absolutely can. I'll tell you all, yes. Fingers crossed, and you've got your wish. You can, I will say there's a PayPal address, but you can also give me a call to make your payments by debit or credit card. So I'll give you all that information on the day. Hello, Janet. Oh, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. No, that's as far as I go, but happy birthday. Charlie's the one for singing happy birthday. If he were here, he was here earlier, he would have sang happy birthday. But I hope you're having a lovely day. Hello, Lorna. Have I said hello, Lorna, before? Happy birthday. Oh, it's happy birthday, Wendy. Oh, and it's Janet's birthday, so I didn't see that. So happy birthday, Wendy, and happy birthday, Janet, too, on the same day. Hello, Patricia. Oh, right, you just popped on to say hello. No problem at all. I hope you're well anyway. And happy birthday, Di, for Friday. And Angie for Saturday. Oh, my goodness, what a month. Yes. So Wendy, Janet, who else did I say? Oh, Di and Angie. Oh, you're welcome there, Nikki. Happy birthdays, and happy birthdays. Lovely. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Before I draw the, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 names. So let's have but what I show, you know, I said I had a big delivery, which, yes, I was expecting, but I couldn't remember what it was like. But oh my, there's probably at least, oh, were they, Wendy? Well, I was born in February, but I'll agree, yeah. Hello, Jeanette. Best people were born in April, yes. April, May, June, July, all of them. You're all lovely people, so yes. So I thought I would, there's probably about 32 bolts of fabric, but I thought, so I've bought just 4, but this is the basis of the colours, and oh, I just love it. So let me show you the first one. I haven't even unwrapped this, so I will unwrap this. So here is one. Look at that. It's this. Oh, I just think that is delicious. And then I have, let me show you the same design. The sale starting at 11 o'clock. Oh, you're a February baby then, Anne. Yes. Yes. And born in the 50s. Or I was born in the 50s. Ooh, it is, isn't it? Now look at this. So there's navy and teal. Actually, another one is a silver grey and teal as well. But just look at those. I love the big fabric, the big flowers. So they are lovely. And then you have got, so there's the grey in this one. Let's just see. It is, I don't think, 51. Oh, yes. And just the other end. So here is one. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it just, oh, I wish, I don't think that I ordered jelly rolls and layer cakes in this, and I so wish I did. Oh, that's right, Anne, I hadn't, my calculating head wasn't on. You're as young as you feel, and I'm sure you feel, well, some days I feel very old, but most of the time I feel fairly sprightly. So, as I say, this is just 4 of them. But can you, oh, block that one out. So we have that one, just pop that behind there. And then this one is upside down, but hey ho. So there are the 4 that I've given you. And they are the basic colours. You can see in this one, the greys in there. It's really, I love it. Just love it. Oh, it's this one that's hiding here. So there are all 4. It is called Flowers for Freya, and it is by Lindsay McRae. Lindsay McRae. Hi. Oh, can't see who that is. Who's that? Hi, Eileen. Oh, lovely to see you, Eileen. Yeah, it is absolutely delicious. Whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 even. Yeah, I think they're lovely. Absolutely lovely. Don't know what I'm going to do with them. Marion's been sorting out her stash this week. You knew I had a lot but didn't realise how much. I know. I was speaking to somebody today, Yvonne, and Yvonne also didn't know how much, or didn't realise how much she had. But just like us all, we still need more. We absolutely do, because as soon as you see something, it's like, oh, I need it. So there are, it is beautiful, isn't it, Janet? Yes, I love it. But this is just, as I say, this is just 4 out of probably 34. So I shall see what we can do with those. It's how do I select those? I think it's when you need some of it all. Absolutely, yes, absolutely fabulous colours, and I love them. Navy and teal flowers with the plain, yep. So there is bound to be, yes, it would be good for bags, Joanna, yes. There are some other, well, in those same designs, but with, say, the navy and the grey and the navy and the teal. And I sort of call, what did I call that? Oh, there was a name I had in mind beginning with C. Can't think what it is now. But that yellowy limey, it is really, really beautiful. Like it very much. So I've got to get my thinking head on as to what I'm going to do. And I did actually think having, I know you all love the Wonder backpacks, the My Little Wonder. So they are on the website already. And Victoria later on will be putting some other bits and pieces on the website as well. So I think the star centrepiece is going, and I'm just trying to do a few bits for her to put on there all the time. And I shall be putting a bit of thread on there as well, because I've got some Gutermann 100% cotton threads as well, just in basic colours. Haven't got round to fabric as yet, apart from there's charm packs and there's layer cakes on the website. But I think what I'll do on Sunday, we'll have some layer cakes on there as well. That's what I meant to. That's what I meant to do as well, but I haven't got them together yet. Need to sort those so that you can have a look through as to all the fabrics within it, because it takes a while just to flick through all of the colours. But you need to see what's within that particular layer cake or whatever. So I shall get to do that at some point. So I am talking away, aren't I? I think there's some more coming beyond there. Yes, yes, lovely skirt top. Yeah, it would, absolutely beautiful. I think that could be a wedding outfit, to be honest. Not that weddings are, well, they are going ahead. Oh, I wonder if Anne went all right. Yes, I think Anne was having her wedding. So Anne, if you're watching, I hope everything is well. Fabrics like buttons, you never like. Yes, I know. But at least with will I be putting bag hardware on my website? I ought to. And yes, I can do. Absolutely, it'll be yes, I will try and do that, because I have actually sorted everything out. I've got some nice little trays or little drawers, which I got from the range. Like my the drawers, the big drawers I got, they'd also got some smaller ones. They've got 6 or 7 little drawers, they're about A5 size, but I've got my bag hardware in those to sort it all out, which is really, really nice. And it just makes it easy to see exactly what I've got. So yes, I will do that. I will do that. So now let's see how we'll do this. 2, 4, 6, 8. I have got 8. So what I'm going to say, because you are going to choose a number, and between 1 and 8, and the first number that comes up twice. Oh gosh, that makes it hard for me, doesn't it? Have I got a pencil there? No, that's my thing. So do you want to shout out yes, shout out some numbers, and what I'll do, I'll take the 6th person that comes up, so that was 1, and the 10th. So Margaret was 1, Anne is 2, who else is there coming up? Linda is 3, Ginny is 4, let's see, Barbara is 5. So the next one will be the one on my list. Number 7 we'll go for, and so that was 6. Di is 7, 6. Eileen is 7, is 8. 9 for Sheila, number 6. And the next one, number 6 and number 6. So one more, so it'll be the next one. 3. So number 6 and number 3. Number 3, let me just get my pencil to show you. Number 3 and 4, 5, 6. So there we are. So number 3 is Yvonne, who I saw today. I spoke to today. So Yvonne, you will have a charm pack, and Sheila Thompson. Number 3 and number 6. There we go. So well done, ladies. That's Yvonne and Sheila. If you send me your address to the usual trisha@hotmail.com, and then I'll pop a charm pack in the post. I don't know which one it will be yet, but you'll have a charm pack winging its way to you. So thank you, everybody. That let me pop that down there, charm pack, so we know what we're doing, and we will pop that just here. Okay. So Yvonne and Sheila, well done, girls. Yes, so what I was going to show you, I will show you what I'm going to do today. I've got a few of these little dresses that I've had made for a little while now, and they sit upstairs, and I do love seeing them. So they are going to be, this is what, oh, Sheila is watching, well done, that's lovely. I just saw it said. Hello, Jean, lovely to see you today. And, oh. Okay, so here's just, when I had more time, before TV days, I used to make little dresses. So there is one, so it's got, can you see how the bodice is lined? And so it's all really neat around the armholes. And here's another one. There we go. So just the same, but yeah, they are so cute. And you can see the little pleating around. Oh, there's another one in a smaller size. Look how cute that is. That's Dinky. And, oh, there's one. We've had some of that fabric, run out of all of that now. But, as I say, and I've been lazy and I've used, oh, that's lovely, Jean, jolly good. I've used poppers. So actually you could do this as the poppers at the front or the back. Oh, I've showed you one like that. So I've got one like that. So all these little dresses. And I have actually got some of this fabric. This is a linen-y fabric. I love it. Much sweet dresses, yes. So I quite fancy something like this myself. I did, oh such, yes. Oh, and here's another little one. I like that fabric too. I haven't got any of that fabric, but that, oh, I had that quite a little while. But as you see, they are so easy. And there's one. Oh, there's one I put pockets on at the sides. Can you see? So this is a bit bigger, and I put a bit of lace around under the hem, well, waistline, bust line for a little girl, and then it's got pockets there as well. So yeah. So I thought I would show you how to make this, especially this top here. If you can see, just pull those off. There we go. So it's all lined, and how difficult is it to get a nice neat edge around? You've got the oh yes, Mary. And neat down the back, and it's just neat. And rather than, you see how pleat rather than gather. Oh, your daughter and granddaughter are dumb boys. Yeah. So I thought you would probably know somebody, or have granddaughters or daughters that aren't tomboys, but you can take this technique onto adult dresses as well. And what's better than a sleeveless? Saying that, I bought a I bought a pattern the other day. It came yesterday morning, and I need to use it. I need to, because but it's when I get time always. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. And actually, I have what I thought I would do is I would do a little PDF, and perhaps I could pop it on the website, couldn't I? As a freebie. I'm just going to hang these back up. There we are. Perhaps I could pop it on the website, and where we can have some free PDFs, so you can all go on there and just download it. Oh, hello Yvonne. Yes, just in time. So yes, this is what we're going to make, a little dress like this. So lined rather than having a facing, and a facing in here, or sometimes people put bias binding around the sleeves. And as much as I love bias binding, it's still a pain, but let's have a look on the inside, because that is the art. So yes, I have used an overlocker around this part there, but you don't need an overlocker. We can just, as we will today, we'll just zigzag. But you see it's neat up these sides here, and it's neat. It's just neat. It's just neat. Now, as I do have an overlocker, you can see how, can we see here, there, I overlock down these edges as well. And then on the hem, I just overlock there, overlock along here, but then do a straight stitch. There we are. Just do a straight stitch along the bottom to hold it all together. So it is, yeah, it is neat and such a joy. I would be making 3 or 4 at a time. Do all the cutting. Who's getting a new great niece? Oh, Sharon, you could have a go, a little dress. Absolutely could. So let's just have a look. Oh, down there. So I have already cut my pieces, and I've done, yeah, so this is what I've done. I think I've done a 3-year-old size. No, Bridget, you wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't. So what should I say? First of all, my pattern pieces are just here. So I just drew these out. So there is my back. You see, I've got nothing. It's not like a pattern that you'd buy in tissue paper. But the seam allowance is all included within there. I haven't got any notches, but I know exactly that it's going to fit because I cut them out together. So on a piece like this on the back, this straight edge will always be your centre. So this would be like on the selvage, but you'll have 2 individual pieces, which I have got cut here. So I have got 2 pieces like so, and so those are my 2 back pieces. So at the same time, I cut 2 of my lining pieces. Now you could do it in exactly the same fabric, or like I'm doing now, I've just done it in a plain white. It would look lovely white on white, which I have done before. But yes, it is a very pretty material. And then the front piece, which you see there, let's turn that, yeah, that way like so. The front piece, as you can see, is always on the fold. So there is the folded fabric. So I lined that up on the fold, and then I just cut around. And it's what we have here is, so there is my front piece that's on the fold. So what you will notice, let me just put the back pieces against it. And what you'll be able to see is that you'll always know your back piece and your front piece purely because the back is usually higher. So I put my back pieces there. So when I line up my shoulder seams, can you see how the back pieces, which are 2 pieces there, are higher than the front? So you can always adapt this to however you like. Oh, you've got a 3-year-old great niece, I'm sure she'd, oh yes. It's very pretty material. I have got lots of this, which I'll probably have in the sale as well. Oh, Janet's got a great niece the end of May, and a great nephew beginning of May. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So, as I say, so I've cut my pieces, and let's have a look. So I'm going to put my iron on because we do need to iron as we go here as well, because it is, now am I plugged in? Was I plugged in? I thought I was plugged in, but I'm probably not plugged in. So let's just put this, no, we're not plugged in. So I'm just going to pop my iron around here. I am plugged in of the iPad today because when I picked up my lovely Oliver from school, he's played on it. So I'm just going to plug this in my socket here. That's it, to get that going. But fortunately I found a setup where it works. So yes, I've got my iron on there. Now oh, there's my mat up there. Okay, so let's just put these out of the way. Oh, and then the other piece, of course, is the skirt. So all this is going to be quite full because the fabric is probably 54 wide. So all I've done is cut a piece of fabric which is going as the skirt. So the fuller the skirt you want, if you're using 45, you might want a little bit more, but I've just used the whole. I do, Barbara, I do have this fabric. It is absolutely beautiful. I can't remember how much it is, but yeah, I shall have this in the sale as well. But you can see that's going to pleat up really, really nicely. And if you're whatever size child you're making for, if you want to measure from their waist down to wherever you want it, you can just cut your fabric the length that you want. I just had a guess at this. It's about 18, I think, something like that, about 18 inches. But so let's see how we're going to start. So right, I'm going to just bend this down, so I'll put my pattern piece to the side. So I've got my back pieces. It's easier to see if you've got pattern fabric rather than white, so that you're getting it the right way round. But the first thing we are going to do, because we, as I say, we are going to press. What's that? Yeah, we are going to press when we sew. So I'm going to just pop this down, so I won't be able to see any comments from this point onwards. But obviously, I will answer comments afterwards. So let's do, yes. So the first thing we're going to do, let's just pop those out of the way. So we have our main piece. Oops, that's and we haven't frozen, which is quite good. Just lift that a little bit. There we are. So all just there, that's it. So we have our main front piece, which is on the fold, and then you can see I've this has got a direction, so you must make sure that you cut your pieces in the right direction. So first of all, we're going to put right sides together, and we're going to line that piece up with this piece. And you know you're right when you have two straight edges in the middle. And we're just going to line up the shoulder seam. So we will, and I know this is not patchwork, but I do still do a 1/4 inch seam allowance with this, because it is going to be enclosed. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch along those shoulder seams. So while I'm doing that, I may as well get our lining piece and do exactly the same thing. So we will line up the shoulder seams. Now just make sure those straight edges are in the middle, and we'll just line those up, and we'll pop a little pin in there, and then I can go straight across all 4 of these seams. So let's just pop that one in there. Now you can see how in dressmaking I am popping my pins parallel, and that is what I do. I don't put my pins like that with dressmaking. I don't know why, but that's how I put my pins. So let's just bring you into the sewing machine. There we go. And we'll just pop this under here. Now I'm going to run out of thread. So, okay, I'm just going to put, now this is how I thread my machine. I clip it at the top, and then I pull that little bit out. And then also, or should I show you at the top here? I'm winding a bobbin. Okay, so I'm pulling the thread from here, and then I'm going on. And when I'm coming to this little bit at the top here, this button, I'm going to go around it twice. So I go around and around, and that is how I get my best wind of a bobbin. So I'm going to take the rest of it off. I've got no thread. I know it's a bit of a waste, but I don't like to have another thread already on there. And there's a little hole in the bobbin there, and what I'm going to do is poke my thread from the inside to the outside. So I have gone, I hope you can see there, I've got the thread going into the centre and out of the top, and then I'm going to take it over to the bobbin winder, push it over, see if we can come over here a bit further. So I push that over, and I'm going to put my foot on the pedal, and I'm holding that top thread until it's caught, and that is just, you can see the, so that is just winding around just here, and it will stop winding when the bobbin is full. But it's the act of, around this little button here, I went around and around. So you could go the other way and around, so like in a figure of 8, but it will give you a nice tight wind, and that's what you don't want it to be spongy and loose. Okay, so that's stopped now. So when I take it off, you can see here we've got the thread poking out of the top, and you want to clip that as close as you can. You don't want that little bit of thread hanging out. So then I'm just going to pop that in the bottom and pop that around, put my cover back on, then we'll just re-thread at the top here. So as you go down here, around, up, down, behind the top of the needle, and use the needle threader. Has that pulled it through? Yes, it has somewhere. Can't really see it very well. Am I? No, that's it. Well, we're done. Okay. So let's go down here again. There we are. So I should have my extension table, shouldn't I? Which is under there. It's just easier to lay the pieces when you've got the extension table on. So there is the table. So as I said, I'm going to stitch across the top, and I will still have, you could go for the 5/8 seam allowance if you want to, but I've just got used to, in fact we'll keep our needle in the middle. And I've got the, I'm not going for a patchwork length either of stitch, I've just gone for the bog standard 2.5. So I'm just using, and I'm using the standard, whatever your machine comes onto to start off with, the standard. And we can just cut that there, and then we'll move over to the other side, the other shoulder seam. And I'm reversing at the beginning because I just don't want that to pull apart. So there is that one. And then we'll go on to the main outer and stitch across and cut, and then to the second shoulder seam. Just make sure those edges match up, because they are slightly curved. It's not just a straight, they're straight edges, but they are curved, or angled I should say, not curved. Okay, so we now have a piece like so. So let's just take that up just a little bit, and we will just get the pressing mat. I've got my, that's it, got my iron going. So we'll put the pressing mat on here. So at the shoulder seam here, what I'm going to do, and this is dressmaking, you see, I'm going to open out the seam. So open that out and press, and then the same with the other side here. And usually you can just pop your finger onto the top of it, hold it open, just give it a little press before I go on any further. I can see there was some, and it's always good to have nice smooth fabric to work with, because it makes everything, the same with patchwork, makes everything just line up beautifully. So we've got those, and then I just want my lining piece as well. So we will just push that open. Whoops, sometimes it's easier than others. And just open up the seam. And the same with this one too. We will just open up that seam. Got a few threads, we'll clip those away in a moment. Just open, press the top down and press. So just pop that there. So we just clip that away, because the less threads we've got to play with, the better. So from here, now we want to put right sides together. So I've got my, just bring that up just a little bit so you can see that more. I might take that off of there so you can see. And we'll take the ruler out of the way too. So let's see what we have. So we have our piece. Can you see how that looks? So we've joined that all together. Here is our front and here is our back. So I'm going to line them up. So I'm doing right sides together. So I've got right sides together. I'm lining up my front side and I'm lining up these as well. Okay. So I'm going to line up the side seam and we will put a pin. So on this, because it's a little bit like that, I'm lining up that top seam and I am going to put a pin coming out there. And we will do the same on this side. We will line up this seam here. So just make sure your seam lines align. And I will, because I want to hold that seam allowance down as well. So we have the shoulders lined up, okay? And everything else should line up because we cut them together, so that all lines up, and this will all line up to the back pieces like so. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to stitch around here, which is the armhole, and around this armhole as well. And I am going to stitch from the base here, so this is the back seam, up to the top, and then around the neck all the way around and come back down the other side here. So let's start. So you can pop some pins in if you like, but and if you're doing an adult one, you probably would have some notches here if you're putting sleeves in, so that you can match the right edge of the sleeve to match up with notches on here. What we can see and why this matches so easily is because you have got your neckline. You know that is lined up properly because the back neck fits, as does the front neck. So as I say, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a, and we'll make sure that lines up at the other side here. I should have put 2 in there. So line both edges of the shoulder seam, and we will put a pin in there. And I'm just going to go around the armhole. So as many pins as you like, but as I say, that should just fit nicely. So again, use the same allowance that you have been using, and just careful when you go around the armhole because it is cut on a curve. Oh, actually you can't see that, can you? That's better. So I'm just going around and pull the pin out, and then I just hold the end of the seam. So that side seam there, I'm just holding it and letting just let the machine take its time to just go around that curve and into the armhole. So I will just reverse at the end just to hold that nicely. And then let's switch it around and we'll do the other armhole here. So again, or let's line the other side, make sure the shoulder seam lines up, pop a pin in there and just line those edges up and start stitching again. So I'm just holding those together and around, curving that round. I just use my fingers just to pull that back so that the edges line up just as if we're doing patchwork. And take the pin out just before I get there. Do that first straight, and then as you can see that just lines up beautifully, and just make sure the edges line up around there, and around we go. Okay, so I've done both of my shoulders. I've done both of my sleeves, or my sleeveless parts at the side. Now I need to go from the bottom of the back piece. I'm going up there and around the neck and down the other side. So again, I've got my pin at the shoulder, so that all fits nicely. So again, I'm just going to stitch up the back, so just a straight seam right up there, and then just remember, because you're doing a bigger seam allowance, because you do get used to doing a 1/4 inch, so I'm just making sure that is the shoulder seam lies nice and flat, and the neckline is just going to fit around there, because as I say, it was cut together. So it is a good idea when you're cutting this out to have both your lining fabric and your outer fabric laid out together. That way you're cutting both exactly the same and everything will fit. So again, over the shoulder, I'm just going round that neckline, carefully around and up there, that's right. And then straight down, because we've got all that other edge lined up, we're just going to go straight down the edge here. It wasn't quite lined up perfectly there, but we will be fine. Okay, so now we have, as you see, we've got our, we have our armholes. We have all around the neckline stitched and the other armhole. So what we're going to do, we've got an open edge. Our side seams are open and our bottom edge is open. So what we're going to do now is turn it through. So I'm just going to put my fingers up from the bottom edge and just going to push these through. So, and this is where the shoulder seam comes. So all I'm doing is pulling a little bit out at a time, like so. And it does get wider, so it's only this little bit at the top edge. There we are, so we're just going to keep pulling that through. I suppose I could poke it a little bit, couldn't I? Let's just poke it with my lovely stick from Josie. And let's just push. I need to have a little bit of fabric behind there to push it through. It's probably easier though saying that too. So it slips a little bit, just to get past that narrow bit and pull it. So this is where, if you've got slippy fabrics, I've used it's both cotton, 100% cotton, but the lining I've used is a little bit firmer, so it's just sticking a little bit. But I'm just going to pull that and pull it a bit more, and in a moment we'll get all the big part coming through as well. Try not to break my nail, it's my one good nail, my thumbnail. Oh, that's it. So I'm using my fingertips to pull it through, but it is actually fairly easy. So I can see that is getting a little bit thicker here. So I'm just going to pull that bit there and pull that bit there, and it's coming. I can see that big part just there. So I'm pulling from one end and the other, and in a moment, there we are. So you can sort of see exactly where it wants to come. There we are. It's when that bulky bit is coming through the top of the shoulder seam, and there it is. So there it is, and here it's getting bigger, and the rest of it is going to come through. So it starts to look a little bit strange, but there is one part, and where are we? Can't see which way I'm going now. Right, so we pulled one part through here, so that is my back, and there is one shoulder. So now we need to pull through this other one here. So we'll just pull, just poking my finger up there, and it's coming. So just pull that through as well. See if I can just poke that a little bit, because there was more coming through there. There we are. Just push that. Don't want to cause a congestion in there, but we just pull that. Just pull a little bit at a time, and you can feel it. I'm just holding that open as I go. This is probably the fiddliest bit about it, just pulling it through, but it works. It's not quite burrito, which they call a technique, but if you just keep working at this bit here, because this is where it's coming through, and just pull the centre part as far as it will go, then open it out and pull. You can see there's a lot more fabric coming there. Just pull that and pull this. This is going to be the other back seam, or the side back. Okay, so we're nearly there, and you see that's really, really very easy. Okay, now before I pull it through perfectly, what I am going to do is at this top corner here, I am going to clip that, because I want it to be a pretty nice, oops, not the best scissors, but trimmers. It's for threads really, these. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that through, and then I'll use my pokey tool just to give us a nice, there we are, that gives a nice edge to the top there. So that is that side done. And the other thing I'm going to do is clip into that seam. So here's the other top edge here, and I'm just going to clip across there. I haven't gone too close to the stitching. So poke that back and pop the pokey tool, and again that gives you a nice edge at the top there as well. So in the centre, in actual fact, let's see, no, what you could do, but I think we're okay here, I am just going to do it around the neck edge, because we would like the neckline. So here is our neckline, just here. So before I close it up, I'm just going to clip on the inside around. It just makes the neckline sit beautifully. So round the curved part near the bottom and a little bit up the sides, I'm just going to clip into there, and then we're going to do a little bit of pressing. So I will clip about every 1/4 inch or so, just so that lays. You needn't go right up to the shoulder seam, because that's a straight edge, but that is so much better to have that clipped. So we'll turn that back through, and then what we will do, you'll notice the side seam here is open. So let's just get the iron on here, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to press this. So with the, as I didn't clip the armholes, what I'm going to do, just pull that, no, that's not good. There we are. What I'm going to do is just pull that bit out here, and I'm just going to give tweaks along here, because it is on a curved edge, so it's got a little bit of stretch. So just give that a little tweak, and then pull that open so that that's together there. And then we're going to get the iron, and we're just going to press around that edge of our armhole. So again, up to the top there, and then around the neck edge, and then we will go down the side seam here, I mean the back seam even. So just go down that edge, and you see how nice and neat that looks already. So again, with the front edge here, I am going to, I don't want to burn myself, so I'm just getting that, just getting this on the, oh, we need to just tweak that bit, just give it a little stretch, just to tweak that, make sure our side edges align, and then again, just pull that out, just so that we've got a nice smooth edge. Now you see how smooth that is there, and then we go around the neckline as well, and even so, because I'd clipped that, that is even better. So when you're doing your own, if you want to clip into those armholes, it will work. So as I said, what I'm going to do, tweaky tweak, and just pull this one out here, and tweak, just give it a little, bits like when we put the internal zips in to our bags. I always give that, there we go, I always give that, we're putting the zip in, and I give it a tweak just to set those stitches. Okay, so that's nice and neat, and then the same here. So I'm just opening that seam at the bottom, and then just press around the armhole like so, and then also around this edge here, on the edge of the neck to the back, and then down the back edge here. Okay, so that is really quite neat. Right, I'm just going to turn this off a little bit. So there we are. So there is the first part. Bring it up a little bit so you can see. So here is our neck, and there is our back and fronts like so. So the next thing we need to do is our side seams, because they're still open. So what I'm going to do with the side seam is I'm going to open them up. So there is my armhole. I'm going to line up the side seams, so we'll get those. Now what I do here, I do one, I don't open the seams out because obviously they're together in there, so I put one seam one way and one the other, but I am going to put a pin in there, and again at an angle, and then I'm just going to sew across there. So, and I will do the same with the other one. So we'll pop that under the machine, got those edges lined up. So again, so I will just reverse at the beginning there, and if you remember, we've got one seam going one way and one the other, and then I just line up this bottom edge and straight down to the, so there's one, and then we're going to do the same on this other side. So there's our armhole, open that side seam out with right sides together and put the others in together, and we will have one seam here going one way and one the other, so they're nesting basically. And when it's down together, you're going to get all the seams together anyway, but I'm going to put a pin just to hold that, and then I'm just going to stitch along that edge. So again, straight under, little reverse to hold that, just makes it more secure. Not that it's actually going anywhere, but I like to feel it's nicely secure. So then we can fold that down like so, and we have our armhole. Okay, nice and neat. So there's no trying to have your armhole circular, you know, all joined, and then trying to turn this edge in or put bias binding around it. It's all done nice and neat. And the same on the other side. We just fold that back and we have joined our, so I'm making sure one goes one way and one the other, and then we can press that. Okay, so there we have. So if little girls, you know, like the little short crop tops, you could just finish this off at the bottom. I don't know, you could put a bit of bias around there, or we would, I would stitch part of it, turn it through, and do this sort of technique again. But what we need to do now is put the, so I'm going to bring it up just a little bit, or even a lot. Oops, that's it. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the skirt onto here. I'll do the, usually I would neaten one edge along the bottom and do the hem, but on this occasion I'm going to do it second. So I have my fabric, right, my whole width, and it's folded. So I am going to put a little nick. So on the fold, you can put a pin there if you like, but I like to have a little nick there, and it gives me, now this is against the grain, you should have a notch and it should be sticking out, but that shows me where my centre is. What I'm then going to do as well, I'm going to fold it into quarters. Okay, like so. So now I've got two folds here. So again, I'm going to give a little nick there. So what I have, by doing that, can you see those nicks there? So I have a nick here, which is the centre of the fabric, and then I have two nicks there, which are my quarters. Now you know what I've done, don't you? My fabric is upside down, so we don't want the nicks there. Fortunately, I turned them up twice. So let's turn our fabric the right way up, okay? And so on the fold, first of all, I will do a little nick. So make sure you do that. Yeah, the fabric was upside down. It's not now. So, see, that's why one should check. I'm now folding in half again. So that's nice, and just pull that up a little bit so it's lined up, that's it. So I've just got that narrow now. Now on this edge, where I've got two folds, I'm going to clip there. Oops. So now, with the fabric the right way up, I've got those little notches there. So I've got two there, which are my quarters of my side seam, and there is my centre. So the only other thing I will do, because I need to know the centre, and I won't clip into. So here is my front edge. So I am going to fold this in half. I'm going to match up my side seams and find the centre here, and I might just put a pin. So I finger pressed it there, so I know where it is, but I am going to put a pin because I shall probably pin that in place before I start. So I've got my pin in the centre. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my centre point of my fabric, which is here. That is my centre as I unfold it. And where that little notch is, I'm going to line that up with my pin. So it's a bit of a big notch actually. So I am going to, having said that I put my pins the other way, I'm putting my pins this way this time. So then, here is my side seam, just here. So where the side seam is, I am going to get my next notch. So I'm going to line that side seam up there. and I'm going to put a pin there, and the same on, see we've got a bit of a, can you see there? So this is the top, and here I've got a loop of fabric. So again, I'm just going to line my side seams up there, and I'll find my next notch and line that up as well. That way I have got evenly spaced. Now you may in the past, if you'd wanted to, or you may have gathered this, so along this top edge, just make sure I put it on right. Yes, I have, that's it. So you could do 2 rows of stitching, straight stitching along the top edge here, and just pulled it, you know, to gather it all together. I'm just going to put this last one in place as well. Where's my edge here? So with my last piece, I'm actually going to turn back the fabric. So that is I'm going to turn back about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to line that up with the edge here of the back piece, and we'll put a pin. I'll put a pin sideways on this bit so that you can see how that works. So what I have there. So here we have all that fabric which is going to fit along here, but at the side I've turned that, that's my little facing. So I'm going to do exactly the same at the other side. So here I'm just going to turn about 1/2 inch back. It is a selvage, so this is one occasion where I won't trim the selvage off, and then that is all finished there. And then I'm going to take the other edge of the back piece, and we will, I'll put a pin that way there. Okay, so I've got all that gap. Now this is how I use, and where is it? It better be in here. I use my seam ripper, and would you believe it? Where's it gone? My seam ripper. My seam ripper. It was here earlier, and oh, there it is. I knew it was here. So I've got my seam ripper. This is what I use to do my gathering stroke pleating. So we'll just have a little swig, and then I'll show you the machine. Okay. So I will put the, because it's good to have a flat area to be doing the stitching on. I might move that round. So I'll bring you back in at the machine. Whoops. There we go. So we work with all that excess fabric on the top. So whichever way, so here we are. So we're starting from a back edge. There we go. So this is where I folded that piece back, and we'll deal with that shortly. But what I'm doing now, I have this excess of fabric here that is going to fit along that straight edge there. So, and I've got to try and get that even. So what I often do, I pull that apart so that, let's put this pin the other way because it makes it more even. If I pull that like so and line up those edges there, I can see that that is the centre of this piece of fabric, and the other centre is here, just so that you can start to gauge how much fabric has got to go into a specific area. So we have got across here, that space there needs all of that fabric, that amount of fabric there. So the first one, I'm going to put it under the machine, and we'll take the pin out straight away. I stitch for about 1/2 inch to 3/4, reverse there, but I'll do 1/2 inch of straight. So see how, and so I've just got past that selvage there. So now I'm using my tool, and what I'm going to do, can you see, I am going to push the fabric under there to form a pleat. So and as soon as it starts to catch that pleat, I push the next bit. Okay, and I'm watching this pin here that needs to come. I need to have it open, but I need to have used all my fabric here in that short area. So I can see I need to, there's quite a bit, so I am pushing it up quite a lot. Now I can see my pin is here and my pin's there, so if I just move that fabric along, if I push that to just there, my pin is on the top of the pin. I don't know if you can see that there, but the pin is on top of the pin, so I know I've used the right amount of fabric. So I'm not going to stitch over the pin, but we'll take those two out. And then I've got that next bit of fabric there, which needs to fit up to the next pin. So I know roughly how many times I do a couple of stitches and then push the next pleat of fabric up. And hopefully you could get it. Mine's just going a little bit wonky, but it won't affect. So I'm just trying to push the pleats up nice and straight. And then when I get to the side, I want to have used all the fabric there. So again, just push that. And it's using that's it, it's using the tip here, this pointy bit, just to hold it. So that's come to the side. So now I'm going to get all of this. We've got our pin at the halfway point here. And I'm just going to carry on pushing that fabric, and I hold it with my other hand, and I push, and I do 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then I keep pushing, and as you get towards that pin, you can sort of guesstimate whether you're going to be about right. So it's not absolutely critical. You know, you might have a little bit of excess fabric, or if you haven't got enough fabric, just do a few less pleats. But I've got quite, when you do a lot of these, you get used to how much fabric you need to. So I think I'm going to have a little bit left over here. So I'm just pushing that in a little bit further. So there's only a tiny bit. I'm going to take the pin out, and then as I come across to the side seam, just make sure that is pulled down. That's it. I'm just going to make sure I push lots, because I've got a little bit more on this side than I wanted to have. So, and we'll push that bit there. Whoops, just lift that up because I wanted that to go underneath, and hold that down, and then push again. And even if at the side we've got a little bit to spare, you really won't notice that there is perhaps an inch that has gone on the back part as opposed to on the front area. When it's full, you can't tell. You really can't tell. So it's just enjoy the process. I can see that isn't lined up quite there on my, so let's pull that down, that's better. Okay, so I'm almost at the side seam now. So, and I will have used my fabric now. So I've just pushed a little bit extra as I've gone across here, and you can see I've used that all up, so I haven't got any surplus there. So on here, because I've got used to that, I'm just going to, I could do the same as I did on the first side and find that halfway point, but I am just going to carry on pushing the pleats up. And it doesn't matter if at the end, or by the time we get to the back seam, there's an inch or so with no gathers, because it might be that you want to put, or it's good to have a little bit of no gathers there at all. So again, this is coming quite nicely, and so there's that one bit, and then I'm just going to have that there. Okay, so across to that side, reverse at the edge and trim. So there is my little pleating all the way across, and what that looks like on the front is like that. Okay, so you've got all those pleats going across rather than gathers, but I quite like that. So what I would do now is I would either go to my overlocker, but I want to neaten the whole way across here. So I think I need a 7. I need a zigzag stitch basically, and I'm going to do the biggest zigzag stitch I can. So I've altered it up to, just make sure this is the right, yes it is. I've altered it up to 7, but I've kept my stitch so it's fairly close. So I'm just zigzagging. If you have an overlocker, it's jolly good to do that. Or, like I'm doing now, I'm just going to zigzag across the top here. I've gone up a little bit there. I'm just going to trim that. There's a little bit of excess lining fabric sticking over the top there. So I just want to, oh, it's 6 o'clock, goodness. So straight across here. And when we get to the end, we can just reverse a little bit. Okay. So as you can see, I've just zigzagged across just to neaten it. So at this point, if you want to, you can top stitch across here, which I will, because we can. And you can, I prefer that the that goes down. So I'm going to, you can either push it up or down, and I might push it up actually, because then that will hold that in place. So if you fold that zagged edge up, and then I'm just going to go back to a straight stitch, and I'm going to use a slightly longer, I'll do a 3 length of stitch, and I am going to stitch fairly close to this. There we are. So just to start it off, so I'm about 1/8 of an inch from, and I'm just stitching, so it's holding that seam down, and I'm having it facing upwards. As I say, if you want it facing downwards, but I wouldn't want to stitch across the top of the pleats, because they are just nicely in place. You could of course pop do a decorative stitch along here. I'm just folding the edge up, but I'm just trying to do a nice straight line across here. And you can see how nice the pleats look, because they're looking as I push them across, and the fabric is so pretty. So let's have a look. I shall have to work out these prices on this fabric, and just so that I know, I don't think it'll be extremely expensive. I think we are talking $7.50, but it is 54 inches wide, so you've got a lot of dress there, and then just reverse at the end. So as you see, I think it finishes it off by having that little bit of top stitching along here. Okay, so the next thing I would do, I think because I've come to 6 o'clock, I won't finish it off completely because it is quite logical here. So I'm just going to trim these little bits of thread around just around the edge there, and here as well. So I've got no bits hanging off there. Just do that little bit, and that's gone. But from there, whoops, let's hold that a little bit better. So here is our dress, and there is our back. So you would just overlap. So you could do buttonholes here, overlap one over the other. Make sure your edges here line up as they have there. And so having lined, we need to sew the back seam. So we'll just put it right sides together, line up this there, and what you should find is that lines up and the top end lines up as well. And then where I turned, you remember where I turned these bits back here, that is going to form, so we just turn that there, that's going to form your back seam. So let's just hold those together, and I would go about 2 inches down from there, and that's where we're going to, and then hopefully, oh it does, that's it. This is going to be our back seam. So I'm just going to run, I won't move the machine down to there, but just the amount that you have folded back, I would just run in line with that. So it's a little bit wider seam, but it doesn't matter. So it's probably 3/4 of an inch, but that is just the centre seam at the back, which you can then open out and press open. Okay, so I've done, as I say, I've done that sort of distance seam because that's where my selvages opened up. Okay, so we'd press that open, and having pressed that open all the way down, like so, just get my finger in there. So what I would do then is go to the ironing board, because I need a bigger space. So we've opened that out. I would press to the wrong side about 1/4 of an inch or so, and press that all the way round, and then I would press up another 1/2 an inch or so. Okay, just make sure that is open, and then just press it all the way round so that you can take it to the machine and just stitch your hem easily without stopping and starting. So let's just, so basically there is your little dress. Let's just pop a pin over the top here. So that is just our overlap at the back. As I say, buttons or poppers, if you've got your let's just put a pin down here, if you've got the prim pliers, you can always do your poppers, your cam snaps. Just a nice simple way to finish, and easy for a child to well, no, you'd need a parent to do it up, wouldn't you, because it's at the back. But if it were at the front, so there is your little dress. There, you could pretend are the buttons. But what do you think? I think any little girl would love that, yes. And how easy. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Oh, you've learnt lots, good. So I think you could do this. What I was going to do, as I say, this this pattern piece is about a 3-year-old, or I've made it for 3-year-olds, and it's been fine. What I thought I would do for you, I have got, as you can see, I've made it up here. I will pop this onto a PDF. If you, I mean, I'm not a pattern designer. Oh, thank you, Carol. Let's put it over my shoulder. I think it's really pretty. I'm not, I don't draft patterns, but I drew this because with my granddaughters, and I knew that it would fit them. But I can pop this onto a PDF, and it's for a 3-year-old. So if you want it, if you have got a 2-year-old and want it to be a bit smaller, you can always measure up the child, and all what you need to think about is that that is, no, that's the back. This one is on the fold. So if your child is, I'm just going to measure this, 6, 12. So I think that's about a 24-inch chest. So if your child is only a 20, no, let's say they're 22-inch chest, what you need to think about is that each reduction is on both sides, so, and the back as well. So if you wanted to take it down by 2 inches, I would take ½ an inch off this side, which will also take ½ an inch off the other, because when it opens out it's on the fold. And then the same with the back, ½ an inch down here, and then that would reduce that by 1 inch in total, and 1 inch in total, so it's reduced it down by 2. If you measure from the top of the shoulder down to, let's see, the front, top of the shoulder down to the waist, or where you want it to come, if that's the right length, fine. If you want it a little bit longer, let's put it that way, just make this a little bit longer. And as I say, the base, or the dress, the skirt, what am I talking about? The skirt, however long you want that. I've done that fairly long actually. But depending on, because a 4-year-old, that might fit a 4-year-old that's slightly bigger, or a small 4-year-old, a larger 3-year-old. But basically that is as simple as it is, But it is very pretty, isn't it? I think I might like a dress in that, to be honest. So I do hope you have enjoyed today. I really have gone over 6:10. 6:10, unbelievable. I just keep talking, I'm sorry, but I do like you to, but you can see how neat it comes out. Anybody would love a little dress like this. And as Bridget said earlier, you wouldn't get one neatly lined like this from, who's that saying there? Oh, thank you, Jackie. Oh, lovely to see you, Jackie. You wouldn't find this hanging on, I won't mention any names, but some shelves or some rails in some shops. So, yeah, absolutely. Some girls like a little long dress. Exactly that. Hello, Tony. I know you must be finished. Oh, glad you got your parcel today. Yeah, the fabric is lovely. 100% cotton, but it still has, it's still dress weight as well. Thank you, Joanna. Just someone to make it for. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and you've enjoyed, Kim. Lovely. I will have a lovely evening, thank you. You hope you'll do... Oh, Tracy, you're going to have to make lots. You are. You'll have to come and see my little shop. My shop in the garden. So there we are. So thank you so much to everybody for joining in today. I won't forget, I'll try to do tomorrow, to send out the charm packs for, who did you say, Sheila and Yvonne. That's right, I've got my bit of paper somewhere. So if you send me those addresses, please, to trisha@hotmail.com, and then I'll get that out to you as soon as. A few more things I need to do. Now tomorrow, I have, oh, Sharon wishes she had somebody. Tomorrow I have got something to do, so I shan't be doing Trisha time. If I can dip in a little bit earlier to show you some things, I will. But there won't be a Trisha time tomorrow at 4:30, but I will be doing one on Friday at 4:30, so it's Thursday tomorrow. So I will see you then. So in between now and then, please take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining me, and have a lovely evening. Bye for now.